I'm Michelle from Sydney PTE Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss which questions are the most important in the PTE exam. The first thing you should know is that speaking is quite important. If you do badly in the speaking section, this can also drag down your reading marks and it can drag down your listening marks as well, because the PTE has what we call integrated scoring. So in the speaking section, you can get marks for reading and marks for listening as well. So if you want to get a good overall score for PTE, you need to make sure you have a good speaking mark. This means you should pay attention to oral fluency and to pronunciation, which are important factors in your speaking score. Remember that content is not that important for speaking in the PTE, and you don't have to worry too much about your grammar as long as what you are saying is understandable. Let's now talk about the PTE and which questions are the most important. I'm going to assign stars to each question based on how important they are. Let's start from the speaking section. The first question we have in the speaking section is the read aloud. Out of a possible 3 stars, I assign the read aloud 3 stars of importance. Not only is it important for your speaking mark, but it has a lot of marks for reading as well. The second question is repeat sentence. For this question, I also assign 3 stars. This question is important for speaking and also has a lot of marks for listening. The third question in this section is called describe image. This question only has marks for speaking and nothing else, but I still assign this question 3 stars of importance. It does have a lot of marks for speaking, and the question itself is quite tricky, so a lot of students need to spend a long time working on it. The next question we have is retell lecture. For this question, I would assign 2 stars of importance. It does have speaking marks and listening marks, but not quite as many marks as the other questions in the speaking section. For the final question in speaking, which is called answer short question, I assign this question 0 stars of importance. This question does not have many marks, so I wouldn't worry about it very much in your PTE exam. The next section I would like to talk about is the writing section. In this section, we have 2 questions. The first question is summarize written text. To this question, I assign 2 stars of importance. It has quite a lot of writing and reading marks, so you should be paying attention to this particular question type. The next question that we have is essay writing. To this question, I assign 3 stars of importance. It does have quite a lot of marks that go towards your writing section in the exam. However, you should remember that there are a lot of other questions in PTE that contain writing marks as well, so don't just focus on the essay writing. Now let's talk about the listening section. The first question in the listening section is summarize spoken text. To this question, I assign 2 stars. Remember that this question doesn't just have listening marks, it also has writing marks. Let's now talk about fill in blanks in the listening section. To this question, I would assign 1 star of importance. To a task called highlight incorrect words, I would also assign 1 star of importance. The last question in the listening section is called write from dictation. For this task, I give 3 stars of importance. Write from dictation has a lot of listening marks and a lot of writing marks as well. The problem is this question is the last question in the listening section and the last section of your PTE exam. So you need to make sure you leave yourself enough time to do the write from dictation question. Time management is very important. If any organization tells you that a certain question in PTE is worth a certain amount of points, for example, perhaps somebody tells you that describe image in PTE is worth 20 out of 90 speaking marks, then this information is actually not entirely accurate. Pearson does not give out information about their computer marking system, which assigns different weightings for each question. The other thing that makes it difficult to know exactly how many marks each question is worth is that different questions in PTE can often give you marks for more than one section. For example, read aloud has reading marks and also has speaking marks, which makes it quite complicated to calculate. So if somebody tells you that a certain question is worth a certain amount of marks, this is based on guesswork. You should be thinking of each question as being relatively important based on the stars that I have given you in this video. If you liked our video, please click like and please click subscribe as we have more videos coming up. If you would like to know more information about Sydney PTE Academy, please also click on this link. Best of luck for your study in the PTE exam.